Hey, what's up? This is Majuju Kayla, and this is an idea for content in MLB The Show 2020. It's a program that's called Path to Prestige. I think it's something that, frankly, is really amazing. It has an awesome premise to it. I think that it will help engagement to stay high throughout the duration of the MLB The Show 2020 life cycle, which is obviously your goal. You want the engagement to be high. You want people to continue to play. You want them to have something to play for. This is a very exciting idea that I want to pitch to you guys. I want to get your feedback, and then hopefully I can help work with you in order to make this a reality. So MLB The Show Path to Prestige. Every player in the community will compete to achieve this prestige. It's basically a contest of skill and luck. I think it's going to dramatically increase the engagement for the players. I also think it's going to increase buzz and excitement throughout the industry. This is a contest that, to my knowledge, has never been attempted. Anything like this has never been attempted. It will be unique. It will actually bring notoriety to SDS. I think it'll be a big win for everybody. Okay, so how does this work? The general goal is that each of the players is going to have to complete a secret mission within each of the 30 Major League stadiums. Now, after those missions are completed, a prize is going to be awarded. Now, they have to complete specific team-related missions on top of that to finish off each stadium challenge. So these secret missions will range from really easy, sort of fluky things to very hard ones. You have to be very specific about how those are accomplished. Some examples of easy ones are at Angel Stadium, just simply hitting a home run into the rock pile. That's kind of a fluky thing, but if you do it, then a little pop-up message will appear on screen saying, hey, you've completed the secret mission for Angel Stadium. Safe go field, rob a home run with your center fielder, sort of an homage to Ken Griffey Jr. Some examples of more medium difficulty would be hitting for the cycle at Coors Field. It's tied with Fenway for the most cycles in MLB history, so if the player hit for the cycle, then they would have completed that secret mission for that specific ballpark, Coors Field. At Target Field, pitched 10 shutout innings with Jack Morris, sort of to replicate his World Series victory. And then a very hard example, this would be something that a player would have to be very intentional about, is to recreate Carlton Fisk's Game 6 home run in the 1975 World Series. So the user would actually have to hit a solo home run in the bottom of the 12th inning with the score tied at 6-6, and the batter must be a Carlton Fisk player card. So this is an example of one that's very hard. The users, the players, would actually have to be very intentional to think about, okay, what might be the secret challenge for this ballpark, and then actively try to complete it. One important aspect about this challenge is that it has to be a secret, at least initially, for the first 5 to 6 months. There can't be any hints or clues from SDS as to what these missions are or how to complete them. It needs to be organic. Players need to find these completely on their own. Some of them are going to be found purely on chance. We discussed that. Some of them, they have to be researched. They have to look at what historical events could have happened and could have possibly been linked to these ballparks to complete these secret missions. Again, I have to stress that the secrecy aspect of this is extremely critical to the success, because every player has to feel as though they have an equal chance of winning. And now it's true, some players might find secret missions and they might leak them on Twitter or Reddit or TSN. That could happen, but I don't think that's going to be the case for most of them. I think that most people are going to hold these close to their vest, knowing that if they were able to find one, they have a leg up on all of the rest of the players in this competition. Okay, so what sort of prizes are we talking about here? So for the secret missions, the ones that are related to the ballparks, those are going to be all cosmetics or animations. None of them are actually going to affect gameplay, so there's no competitive advantage. Some examples of these are going to be like a rally monkey hat from Angel Stadium that you can put on your cap, a sleeve patch in the shape of the Space Needle for Safeco Field, purple and gray bat skin from Coors Field, something minor. And then for Target, if you complete Jack Morris's complete game shutout for 10 innings, then Kirby Puckett's Game 6 walk-off home run animation, things like that. Okay, so here's where the rewards get really cool. These are historic stadium awards. They're going to be given to everyone after they've completed one of the divisions. So any of the 3 AL divisions or any of the 3 NL divisions. So for example, Old Yankee Stadium. It's going to be a ballpark that will be given as soon as you complete all of the secret missions for the AL East teams. The Briggs Stadium, which is an old Tiger Stadium for the AL Central. The Kingdome for AL West, so where the Mariners used to play. The NL East is the Baker Bowl. It's a really old Philly stadium. NL Central, Milwaukee County Stadium, where the Brewers used to play. And then for the NL West, Candlestick. Lots of people have been asking for Candlestick to be a part of the game. So they're going to be really striving to reach these goals because it's going to be a sign that they have made it past these milestones. And so I think this is going to be a great thing to add to the game. And of course, players love the exclusive content. So these are going to be exclusive rewards specific to the Path to Prestige. Okay, but the real question is, what does the winner get? The winner of everything. The winner of the Path to Prestige. Somebody who's completed all of the secret missions, who's done everything that has been asked of them. What do they get? They get the right to name a fictional stadium, one that has been pre-designed by you, pre-coded by SDS, and they get to name that as their stadium. And then everyone else in Diamond Dynasty will be able to play in that stadium, but it will now be named that specific user who won the Path to Prestige. So for example, if Magunsky does it, then he gets to rename it, and he might call it Magunsky Stadium, or it might be Pitching Rebel Park, or Majujukela Field. Whatever it is, the first user who completes all of the missions, who does everything, they get to name a part of their game, a part of the game, after themselves. In addition to that, they win a free copy of MLB The Show 2021 and 10 million stubs. So it's definitely the ultimate prize to win the Path to Prestige, but we also want people to continue to play even after the first person has completed it and named the stadium after themselves. So we will have prizes for the 2nd through 10th players to complete all the challenges, and that is naming rights to actual box suites within the new fictional stadium. So they won't necessarily be able to name the stadium after themselves, but they will be able to name part of the stadium after themselves. In addition to that, they'll also get one free copy of MLB The Show 2021 and 5 million stubs. And then the 11th through 100th players to complete all the challenges, they'll get a free copy of MLB The Show 2021 and 2.5 million stubs. And then from 101st to 500, all those players to complete the challenges, they'll receive 1 million stubs. So it'll continue to have the engagement within the community all the way until you've gotten that 500th place filled. So one thing that's critical throughout the duration of the contest is there has to be a live leaderboard. It has to continually show the progress of all of the players in the Path to Prestige. Somebody needs to be able to go into the app and see right away, what is the status? Has anybody won? What place are people in? How many people have actually completed missions? Has anyone completed one of the divisions? All of these things, it has to be a live leaderboard, and the top 10 spots need to be continually displayed wherever that leaderboard is. People need to be able to search up to all 500 spots if they want to. Okay, so you should be asking yourself right now, why do this? Why should we, San Diego Studio, an established game maker who has an established franchise, why should we do this? Well, I think it's the 3 E's: ego, exposure, and example. Every player has some level of ego. The top players have a huge ego, and everyone's going to go crazy for the chance to get their actual PSN username as part of the game or as the name of a box suite in the stadium. So that's one thing. It's going to hugely increase the amount of people that are playing this game and the exposure of this game. It's going to create a lot of buzz and excitement, not just within the MLB community, but throughout all gaming circles. And then an example. This will be the first time in video game history that I'm aware of where a company has actually named a part of the game after a player who wins an in-game contest. By creating this content in MLB The Show 2020, you're going to be known as the pioneer of this type of in-game contest. Other companies are going to mimic you. Other companies are going to copy you because they're going to see how successful this is. They're going to see that this is a business model that makes sense and actually works. It keeps players engaged throughout the duration of the gaming life cycle. It's going to be huge. Okay, so maybe you're asking yourself, well, what happens if this hasn't been completed after 6 months? What if nobody's won? You know what? I think that's okay. The idea of this is to keep players engaged for the long run. It's supposed to be fun, but it's also very difficult to complete. And it might be that after 6 months, no one has actually finished it. Maybe no one's even come close. So if that's the case, then there'll have to be something like scheduled Twitch streams, like beginning Friday, September 25th, for example, of 2020, where every week for the next 6 weeks, you go through each of the divisions and you say, okay, here's how to complete all of the stadiums, or here's some clues as to how to complete all the stadiums. And then eventually people are going to figure it out. People are going to complete it. But that's the genius of this idea, is that it keeps the whole player base engaged for a significantly longer time than any other piece of content could. And that's the goal. The more players that are playing, the better for the business, the better for the game. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this. I think this is such an amazing opportunity for you. The path to prestige is going to capture the imagination of all of the players, the elite players, the players that don't have a lot of skill. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be an elite player in order to be able to win this contest, because of the fact that there's an element of luck, because of the fact that you have to do historical research. You have the opportunity to become an icon as part of the game if you win this contest. I think the Path to Prestige is a tremendous opportunity for San Diego Studio. I would like to be involved with it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you more about this. Thanks again, guys.